exchanges around the world, or the Western world, right, have got these ESG scores, and those ESG scores basically put them on different indexes. So you can be taken out. You can be one of the top 500 companies on the New York Stock Exchange, but be taken out of the S&P 500 because you don't meet the ESG score.
Sure.
You understand?
A lot of billionaires I've met hate that ESG score.
Which means that the
It's
S&P
like
500,
BE for them.
which means that the S&P 500 is now the 500 approved companies and not the 500 best performing companies, which is actually what it's supposed to be.
Which is why a lot of guys are private. The Cargills of this world, the Koch brothers, they don't want to go through all of that rubbish.
Well, if you're putting yourself
and
on
maybe
public
why
markets,
the Oppenheimers went private as well in this country.
Yeah, that's it. You don't want to be scrutinized.
Yeah.
And so in this country, all these businesses are apartheid profiteers. The first thing we should be doing is nationalizing, taxing them, making them pay reparations. But we're not doing that.
Who's we, the government?
No, we as the people of South Africa.
People have no power.
And that's exactly why Cyril and them have power. They have power to make sure that the people have no power. ANC is in place to make sure that the people have no power. The ANC is in the business of privatizing the state. Why?
Yes.
Why is that? Okay, well, you follow the money. You don't listen to what the ANC says. You listen to what the ANC does. The ANC's investments are in state-owned companies. Chancellor House is invested in everything. Tebe Investments is invested in media companies, all that type of stuff.
Those two companies fund the ANC. People don't know. Chancellor House and Tebe.
Now, if Chancellor House is a joint venture shareholder in all these new Hitachi power stations, how does Chancellor House make money if the ANC has no money? They need to exit, which means they need to sell.
Sure.
And selling means selling state-owned enterprises. You understand? So basically, the ANC's funding model is privatization. That is how the ANC needs to survive. For the ANC to be able to pay salaries, it needs to privatize. For the ANC to be a going concern, it needs to privatize. So if you're voting for the ANC, you're voting for privatization because that is actually their business model.
Sure.
Whether they knew that going in or whether they were duped, we don't know. We can't prove that. It's classified information currently while they're still incumbent.
Sure.
But once we remove them, we can actually find out how they sold this country, and then we can criminalize that.
Sure.
Yes, because we can change those laws, and then we can undo the damage that they've done. And then we can use that as a precedent of how the state gets captured if there's too much power given to one party. And that is the process that South Africa will need to undergo. But the only way we can undergo that that process is if we increase the political consciousness of our population. And we need to conscientize people, and we need to share information. So we need to be having these conversations and keep having these conversations, because these conversations spark dinner table conversations. There isn't a family in South Africa that wasn't discussing the content that you, myself, and all the other people that have contributed to, the new content that's online right now, the independent media, that wasn't at the dinner table this Christmas.
Sure.
Each and every single family.
And I've gotten intel that even at the highest levels, some of these conversations have been had.
Yeah.